Welcome to the Harjit and Prayer Show with your host, Harjit and Prayer.
How's it going, Harjit?
Hey, Prayer. It's good to see you, man.
Likewise, it's been a while.
Yeah, you've been busy, huh?
Yes, very busy at work, but we
Oh,
finally got some time to record our next show, so here we are.
yeah. We've been a little delayed, but that's all right.
Yes, yep,
Life
well,
happens.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what's new with you?
Same old, man. Been trying to deal with config manager upgrade to, server upgrade, the OS level.
Yeah,
Um, and, I've been like holding back, a little hesitant and stuff like that to do the in-place upgrade. And actually, I finally bit the bullet and did it 2 days ago,
okay,
uh, and finally completed it like last night, like almost at midnight. Yeah, so I plan to do a blog post on that,
cool.
share some screenshots and stuff like that, and how I did it, and it was, I took a lot of snapshots, just to make sure,
Yep,
almost like every single step, like snapshot away, and
absolutely.
stuff like that. Yeah, so
That's a
yeah, I
great
mean,
tool that we have, that little snapshot button.
yeah. So the gist of it is that if you're running SCCM current branch
hmm
on server 2008 R2, which most people still do, um, what you need to do is actually uninstall WSUS completely, and then uninstall the sub role from your config manager
hmm
server, and yeah, and then stop some of the services and things like that, so they don't start up again, and then you do your OS upgrade, and then enable WSUS 4.0, which is Server 2012
hmm
R2.
Yep.
Then you got to install one of the patches. I think it's 309.5113, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But while I was trying to install that, it gave me an error. It said it wasn't compatible for my system. And what happens is that you need two additional patches in order to install that one that's mandatory.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, and that patch actually is to enable, Windows 10 servicing and upgrades, things like that in Config Manager
Okay.
for clients. So once I got that all squared away, um, install a role and stuff, and WSUS sync would not work. I'm like,
Oh no.
oh, yeah. I was like, oh no, right? So there was a lot of like spending a lot of time looking at logs and a couple of logs, and then also within SCCM itself, and I was getting different errors depending on what I was turning on and off. So I had to uninstall the role, uninstall WSUS,
Okay.
redid it again. I did that like about 3 times, and then finally I figured out what the problem was. It's just that the initial sync um, could not. Apparently, there's some subscription issue with the products and classifications in the the categories when you're looking at it.
Okay.
So you basically have to turn everything off, like uncheck everything, do a sync, and then check what you want back again, and then do a sync, and you're all fine. So just little quirks here and there, but then looks like everything's honky dory now.
Yeah, if that was a physical server, I would be biting my nails.
I know. There's no
Wow.
way you could do that with a physical server. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, oh
So
man.
yeah,
Yeah, cool. So, I've been a lot of people have been telling me that I should do some writing about my IT tales and stuff. So, I have a couple of blog posts lined up that I'm going to release this week.
awesome.
Yep, I was going to do it last week, but I just got busy with life and it didn't happen. So I'm gonna try to do it like 2 or 3 times a month, have an update.
Good,
But
good, good.
I haven't registered a domain, or I'm not doing anything fancy like you. So it's just a WordPress site. So it's just itprayer.wordpress.com. So probably tonight I'll probably release two of the things that I've written, and it's not going to be
Awesome.
always technical. It's going to be just kind of like it'll deal with technology, but it may not be like, how to do this or how to do that or opinions
Yeah.
or stuff
Yeah.
like that. So just kind of
Yeah.
like I want to do something a little different. We'll see how it goes. Let's see if I can keep up with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, when I first started blogging, it used to be just about my personal stuff. Kids and travels and things like that, and some little IT stuff, but it was mainly personal stuff.
okay.
And I was using Blogspot, and I still have that
Oh yeah,
out there.
Blogspot. Cool.
Blogspot through Google, right? And it was easy. It was pretty straightforward and stuff like that. And now I figured, hey, for professional reasons and career and to share with the tech community and stuff like that, I have to, be a little bit more um, centered, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but
Yeah,
so I still post, a few non-tech related stuff, but it's mainly tech stuff now on my Harjit.us site.
that's
So,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, we'll promote you, man. No problem. We'll
Wahoo!
get you out there.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
I'm looking for 10 hits this week. That's
10
all.
hits?
10 hits.
You're asking for a lot now.
I know. So I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out if I can make it trick if I can trick it by hitting refresh or something like that. So
Uh,
if this is all new.
oh, and I've got my MVP little pin here because I was told that I should be, wearing it on the next show. So I am. You
That's
can't really
cool.
see it, but yeah, it's a little tiny little thing.
Sweet.
But yeah. Oh, speaking of MVP, I had my MVP lead, Betsy Weber from New York City, and she was down. She was here in town in Burlington, Vermont, on Monday, and so I met her at one of the a local, coders group, and it was a workshop on Dockers and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I got a chance to meet her. I met her once at Ignite actually last year, and so it was nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, and she gave me a little, that's my personal Lego Jit.
That's awesome.
He's got a name,
Oh my goodness. Does he
Lego
get
Jit.
a does he get along with Minionjit?
So far they've been getting along. Yeah,
That's cool. That's actually a Lego. Wow, that's awesome.
it's a Lego.
Wow. That's cool.
It's cool, huh?
Sweet.
Anyways, yeah. So I love it.
Cool.
Um, so any other news out there?
Yeah, so just I don't know. I think a week or two ago, Cisco slash Meraki announced some new products. So they
Okay.
have this new access point. It's the MR30H. It's pretty small, and it's meant for hospitality or dormitory type scenarios. So it fits over a wall plate. And then it also has it's a 4-port switch. It also has Bluetooth, so if you're doing like beacons and stuff like that, like the
Right.
Veeam robots, you would locate it via the beacon and things like that. You can utilize that, and it's a Wave 2 access point with a 2x2 radio, so it's made for throughput versus range, so it's meant to be like installed in every room. Um, and it is PoE, and if you're using what is it called, PoE Plus, to deliver power to it, it has one port on it that will also be PoE. So
Mm,
you can have PoE to the access point, and then the access point itself will deliver one port of PoE to a device. So I attended the webinar for it, and I'm supposed to be getting a demo unit so I can actually kind of test it out more. The big thing that they are saying about this is not just the hardware, but the software behind it. So there's a ton of analytics that are built into it. And so they're doing demos of some of the environments that have been hosting this, and they can see, okay, what's the most popular time for the gym?
okay.
And so if you're on Wi-Fi or if you have some kind of Bluetooth beacon, they're able to track that kind of information. If you have some kind of VIP in the hotel, and you want to make sure that spaces are ready as they approach, you can give them or you can use either Wi-Fi or beaconing to be able to analyze the behavior or as they're
Wow.
approaching, so it can prepare everybody. Who was at the restaurant, how many people were there, how long were they there, lots of little, analytics like that. Of course, Cisco has been doing this for a while with their appliance, the Mobility Services Engine, but now we're going to start seeing more and more of this in the Meraki products. Um,
Wow.
and they also released an update to the MR32 access point. It's the MR33. It's half the size, and that's more for more load-intensive environments. So it's not optimized for throughput. It's really optimized for range and balancing, depending on who is where, how many client loads, and things like that. And then they also introduced some new switching hardware as well. It's a really solid platform. Meraki was a company by itself that was heavily venture capitaled by various organizations, and so they've been around
Okay.
for a while. So, if you aren't looking at some kind of cloud-based infrastructure solution, you might just take a look at it and, attend a demo or get a demo sent to you. Every time I've had to deal with support or sales and stuff like that, it's been a very good experience, versus some other vendors that, I've had to deal with and stuff. So, I'm not plugging them. That's what I work with. So I'm just talking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
And so that's kind of it on what I have. So
yeah. No, that sounds cool, man.
yep.
Especially when you can track and get, data. Everybody's got a cell phone and
Hmm.
or whatever, and it's all Bluetooth's turned on. So why not tap into that and get the analysis on what's happening and not happening? And
Exactly.
yeah, that's really really neat.
I mean, you can
Uh,
have the most powerful hardware in the world running your network, and serving it, but if you don't have any kind of intelligence behind it now, it's kind of useless. And so you need to have something to go along with all that power that makes
right,
the data useful to you. So
right.
yeah.
Any vulnerabilities and things like that came out this week? I think there was a Cisco WebEx Chrome vulnerability or something like that. Did you hear about that?
I haven't heard about that one. But again, I've been stuck on a specific case at a ticket at work that has occupied all my time.
Okay.
I did hear about a unpleasant Adobe plugin that when you update Reader, it inserts a plugin into Chrome, which does something with your data and stuff like that. I don't know the specifics of
I
it.
heard about that. Yeah, yeah.
So
I think I posted it.
I found out about it because we have a SCCM job that runs an updater every night it runs 9 night every night
Okay.
for our workstations. And then the next day after this update came out, people were asking, "Hey, Chrome is saying this." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then I looked, I'm like, "What is that all about?" And then we found out about some more issues of it, and we immediately disabled it because we didn't want it there. It was kind of
Okay.
irritating. So,
Interesting. All right. All right. And yeah, I think that's basically it. SCCM tech preview. There's a new release, 1701, that came out last Friday. No, actually, it's called. I dubbed it the inauguration build.
oh really? Did it come out this
Well,
week?
it was on that Friday,
Okay,
right?
got it.
The 20th. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's 5 days now. So, and the same day, there was a release for Windows 10 as well,
Okay.
for the insiders build and stuff like that. So yeah. So tomorrow, I posted this on my blog as well. The updated media for Windows 10 1607 will be available in volume license
Hmm.
portal for volume license customers,
Right.
and then at which time the trigger starts for 1507, the original Windows 10, to start dying off by March 26. So Microsoft uses the VLSC as the trigger for retiring old Windows 10 bills.
Right.
So that's what I
Cool.
have. And
Awesome.
so what else? So I think in the future, I'm gonna try to, or we can do some demos. Share our screens and probably how to do some upgrades and things like that, whether it's Windows 10 or SCCM or Tech Preview. Um, you know, um,
Definitely.
the way I do third-party patching is different from what others are doing as well. I kind of like fake the supersedence and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and I know recently, and I should blog this, but it's just trying to find time to do that. Uh, there was a question about how one um, upgrades Flash and things like that, and when you push it out, it doesn't really, it fails or something like that. But on the client side, it says it fails, but that's because there's all these Flash components that are still being used or running, whether it's in a browser or whether it's in the system tray or whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
And so you got to find a way to kill those processes first before your upgrade can take place.
Right.
So killing browsers, killing DLLs, things like that. And
Hmm.
so I've got a little bit of a process on how to do that with a
That's
script.
cool. I
Yeah.
just realized there was a rather large announcement a couple of days ago. Our friend Duncan told us that his
Yes.
company was merging with Landesk and that there would be a new name, and so they announced that name a couple days ago. I don't remember that the I.
Ivanti.
Thank you,
Ivanti.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for third-party patch management and more,
Yeah.
that product does a lot more than that. But that's what it's kind of
Well, that
most.
that merger includes Shavlik because Shavlik was under Landesk, and then now Landesk merged with Heat.
Hmm.
So, and I wasn't expecting a name like that because I thought they were going to have something very similar, either name merging in
Right.
some form or another. But I guess they decided to toss everything out and just start fresh, or I have no idea. But
Yeah, I'm not a marketing person, so I don't know how
no,
any of that stuff works. But
yeah. So there's a little confusion with their Twitter account too. And I think there's Ivanti at Ivanti, or I can't remember the actual, and that is to a company in Canada. And then the actual Twitter handle for Ivanti, the merged company, is Go Ivanti. So,
oh
so in
wow,
case you're looking for it, yeah.
gotcha. Oh
So
man, well, that's
that's
good to
pretty
know.
interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
So what
So
else? Oh, you know, we always end with food, don't we?
yep.
So remember I talked about hot sauce and I love sriracha and stuff like that, right?
Yes. Yes.
But I found something else too, and this is a killer,
Okay.
right? This is the one I was telling you about, Matouks.
Okay.
Can you read it?
Yeah. West Indian hot sauce.
And look what it says here, though. It says, hold on, where is it? Okay, like right down here. I don't know if you can see. It says mild,
Right.
right? It is not mild, man.
Okay.
It's so you don't use a lot of this.
Okay.
You use it's to flavor and it's to just to give you some heat,
Hmm.
but it's delicious, and if you're not careful, you will pay for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Matooks. Okay.
Matukes, you got to get this, man.
All
It's
right.
it's awesome.
I'll check it
So
out. You know, over the on the weekends we always for our dinner we always get takeout. So we'll either get pizza or Asian food, something like that.
yeah.
But my favorite has always been this place down the road called Taco Shack, and it's just a shack. There's a beer distributor attached to it, so that's convenient. And they just make really good tacos. And I was there, and I've just been eating lately. I've been eating a lot more vegetables, and so I'm like, what? I don't think I really want the beef taco. I'm gonna try the. I wonder how the refried bean taco is. And dude, it was so good. my wife had one. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." And then my daughter had one, and she normally will eat like kind of like 3/4 of the taco. She ate the whole thing and didn't leave a
It's
speck behind.
it's that good.
It's that
Wow.
good, yeah. So of course I put some hot sauce on it to liven it up. But I mean, oh man, so that's like, all right.
Refried beans. Oof.
I never would have thought that, but
Yeah.
it is. I have
Okay.
no idea what refried beans are, but it is so good. So that's my
Hey,
that's my
yeah,
food comment for the week.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So we got hot sauce and we got refried beans. So,
Yes, yes, sir.
all right.
All right,
So,
man.
all right. This is a good show, and I folks can find me on Twitter as at Hooge Hoorge,
And you,
and my blog site is Harjit.us, and you should mention yours too.
yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at itprayer, and you can find my blog itprayer.wordpress.com. You can find us both on Facebook in a group called Techconnect.
With a
So
K.
with a K. So there you go.
T Techconnect.
Yep.
All
There we go.
right, until next time. Cheers.
See you later, guys and
Yep.
gals.
Fork, fork, fork.